Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. Today we're re-reviewing AirVPN and putting it into the 2.0 tier list. Now AirVPN has always been one of my favorite VPN providers because it's just a simply good VPN service that really does care about privacy, and they have a really good team working behind the scenes on the product to give you a fundamentally good privacy product. It's not the biggest VPN, it doesn't spend any money on marketing, it doesn't pay for any reviews, and in a lot of ways that has made it less successful than other VPN providers out there like NordVPN, ExpressVPN, and some of the other ones. However, that said, the service itself and the company, I think, has barely made any compromises when it comes to user privacy and making the best privacy product overall. In my past reviews, I think AirVPN has been a little bit out of date in some aspects with the UI, missing some advanced features or some new features, but hopefully now in this review we could see it kind of get a really good score going into 2022. So let's go ahead and check it out. Now remember guys, if you want to see my best recommended VPNs, check down below, look right here. Visit vpntierlist.com, click on S tier VPNs, use promo code TomSpark to get the best deal, and those are the VPNs I recommend. Let's get back to the review. Alright guys, so AirVPN's pricing is extremely good, probably one of the best pricing models along stuff like TorGuard and WeVPN. The cool thing about AirVPN is that they have some sales, but they're pretty easy to predict, usually around the holidays, so I don't really consider those manipulative in terms of marketing tactics. They don't use any count-on clock timers or anything like that, which is manipulative, which I like. So we have 1 month around €7, a little bit around $8 USD. We can click it right here, and $8.15. That's extremely affordable for 1 month and does fit within our price point. We also see a 3-day plan, which is good for trialing. I like that as well. 3 months, nice to see. 6 months, $22. 1 year, $37. Without sale prices, it still does get within our requirements. $57, 2 years of $92, right now $60, 3 years $115, and $75 right now. So these sale prices are actually very good, but even without sale prices, it's still an extremely affordable VPN service. I do like how they have a wide variety of pricing plans that fit any price point you might want to spend money on, which is extremely consumer friendly. The only thing limited about AirVPN is they only have 5 simultaneous connections. I would like to see this improve to at least 10 or even 8 to 10, which is kind of what we're looking for in terms of our stuff. AirVPN also has a 30-day refund policy as well, so overall the pricing is extremely good and pretty impressive. Definitely has always been a well-priced VPN in my opinion. So guys, this is Audit, AirVPN's open source client. It's definitely one of the more advanced customizable applications out there, and even doing this review I did have to reach out to the team itself just to clarify some of the things that it can do. It's definitely, I wouldn't know if I would recommend this VPN to new VPN users, but for someone who's like familiar with the VPN and comfortable with kind of customizing or really doing a deep dive in the application, there's a lot of stuff here you could take advantage of. Now, I did have some questions here with the protocols like WireGuard. It's kind of hard for me to see a specific protocol and just pick it as WireGuard. I talked to the team and they said they do support it on the experimental app version, which you can find downloading it, going to other applications and downloading it like that. Supposedly you go here, you click other version, you click here, and I think you do just click this, and that should get you the experimental version with WireGuard. However, I can't find it still within here. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but theoretically the team does say they do support WireGuard on the experimental branch, so I'm just gonna have to take their word on it and assume I'm not finding it. But if I can't find it, that means it's probably hidden somewhere for most new users not being able to do, or power users, they might be able to find it. Let me know if you could find it and if you use AirVPN down in the comments down below. But I did reach out to AirVPN's team to kind of answer some of these questions, specifically about WireGuard and split tunneling, some of the more advanced features we look for, and they do support it. It's on a destination basis on the Audit desktop edition, and so we can try to find that here. It's somewhere here. As you can see guys, even someone like me who has tested hundreds of applications, unless you're like a specific VPN developer or something like this, you might have trouble using some of these features, but they do have them. Additionally, AirVPN also has some really cool advanced tricks like this amazing DNS customization. I think you customize it on here and you save it and it should work within your AirVPN client. It's definitely one of the most customizable ad DNS kind of things that you can take advantage of to give you ad blocking. So that's pretty cool. So guys, overall AirVPN has an excellent application. It's open source, fully customizable, and it could be perhaps one of the most powerful applications out there. The only thing is it doesn't have dedicated IPs, but depending on your use case, it's not a big deal. The VPN simply just does not offer them. Besides that though, in terms of a general kind of opinion on this application, I do think it's a bit hard to use. I think AirVPN could add stuff like a dark mode to make it a little bit more easy on the eyes, but in terms of usability, I still think that AirVPN needs to implement some kind of first user experience where you're kind of led throughout the app to show you how it's used. It's just some kind of maybe even like an easy mode. I don't think it has one of those. Another thing with AirVPN I've noticed is that for some reason it's a bit buggy. It could be because I'm on a beta or experimental client, but as you can see here, I can't even connect. So far, I haven't even ran through the speed test yet too much. I've just been analyzing the backend and features, so I'm gonna have to see if I could fix that before moving forward. So after uninstalling the experimental client and downloading the stable branch, I was able to connect successfully, so something definitely seems to be going on with that other branch that's supposedly supposed to support WireGuard, so definitely kind of concerning there. Let's go ahead and take a look at speeds and see what kind of performance we can get with AirVPN. Now, I think we are using OpenVPN, so I'm expecting somewhere between 300 to 500 megabits per second. Sometimes with WireGuard, we can get 700 to 800. That's kind of the range I'm looking for, and we'll have to see how it performs with downloads as well. Judging from what we're getting here, though, this is kind of like OpenVPN speeds, kind of standard stuff. Nothing too impressive here. I'm not really sure why. Moving on into the torrent test, we want to see how AirVPN performs here. You know, is it going to be able to go to 10 to 20 megabytes a second, go beyond that? That is kind of like the test we got. See what we can see here. But if it does stay between the 10 to 20 megabytes a second range, it's definitely a bit slow. Pretty damn slow, in fact. Slower than even, you know, some of the other things I've been testing lately. WireGuard on Viper VPN only gave me 30 to 40, but this is proving to be even slower, just in that 20 to 30 range. Now, a couple of years ago, this would have been perfectly acceptable, but nowadays, this isn't quite fast enough. Not really sure why we're getting such slow speeds here. Could be due to protocols or something like that, but I'm using the default configuration and default server recommendation, so that's just the speeds we're going to get for this review. So now we're going to move into the privacy audit, and AirVPN does extremely well here. As you can see from this Twitter, they are a pretty reputable company. Fully open source client, a company that has 0 ad trackers on the website, a perfect performance from the blacklight test. Very hard to do this. Not many VPNs can do this. So far, we've only seen this from AirVPN, TorGuard, Molvad, and Hi.me. So this is extremely impressive. Really good job here. And not only that, but if we look at, for some reason, AirVPN is not even coming up here. A bit odd. Let's try to find a new application. AirVPN. All right. So here's AirVPN's application. Eddie, 0 trackers and only 4 permissions. This might be one of the best performers I've ever seen in terms of privacy for a VPN. Really, really good job here, guys. To round it out, AirVPN also has 2-factor authentication. They've never sold the company. There's never been any company acquisitions or anything like that, or any concerning data leaks. So overall, it's an extremely privacy-friendly VPN in terms of the privacy audit. So unfortunately, we have connected to AirVPN, and we don't see it working to unblock the US version of Netflix. We don't see Green Zone, which is disappointing. It also doesn't seem to be working with Hulu either. I have no option to play or do anything like that. And I also wasn't able to get good performance with some of the other application streaming services out there. And as you can see here, we are having a proxy error when connecting to Amazon Prime. All right, guys, let's go ahead and discuss AirVPN in summation. So in pricing, they pretty much were perfect. Not really any complaints there, except a little bit more simultaneous connections would be nice. The application was kind of a mixed bag for me. It's almost a perfect application, not really missing anything besides dedicated IP. It has all the stuff you would want: port forwarding, Linux GUI, DNS controls out of the wazoo, ad blocking, browser extensions, Fire Stick support, split tunneling options, kill switches, and support for WireGuard on the experimental version. That said, the experimental version was really buggy for me. I couldn't get it working. I couldn't figure out how to use WireGuard. I think they need to redesign the application to make it more user-friendly, similar to other VPNs, so that users coming from other VPNs or new to VPN can figure out how to use it and take advantage of every feature here offered without having to have a degree in computer science, for example. Next up, we didn't see that good of performance from speeds. I'm not really quite sure why. It could be a limited service selection. It could be the fact that I couldn't get WireGuard working. It could be any number of things, but the end result is I didn't get good speeds with this one, which is definitely disappointing because almost every other aspect of the review was so good. I mean, take a look at the privacy audit. Perfect score here in every single category. Open source, no logs collected, complete 100% pass on having no website, Android trackers, no company acquisitions, good complementary DNS ad blocking, and super customizable there on the website backend. So everything is pretty much perfect in terms of privacy. And customer support, I did give them points here. They were like 10 minutes after 1 hour, but honestly, I'm not a deal breaker there. If it's close to 1 hour, they're going to get the points. 4 or 5 hours after is too long, but they're pretty close to 1 hour, and that's pretty good. Seeing it's a smaller company, getting those fast response tickets is definitely a plus in my opinion for using smaller based VPNs. The big VPNs always take a lot longer to reply, which is disappointing. So really good customer support. That said, they didn't answer my question on streaming, and I couldn't get any of the streaming services to work, which is a shame, because if they had gotten all these 10 points here in streaming, if they had gotten a better performance and speed, they would be one of the best VPNs on the tier list, hands down. However, these are pretty big areas that will impact a lot of users, and that's kind of disappointing to see. So maybe going forward, if AirVPN finalizes their application, gets WireGuard working, and gets it up and running, maybe they put more resources into unblocking streaming, some kind of DNS solution or something like that, and kind of redesign their application to be more user-friendly. I think they definitely could have an amazing, if not one of the best products out there in the marketplace, hands down. That's just my thoughts though, guys. If you want to help support the channel and you like the sound of AirVPN, click on the link down in the description down below or on the tier list, and I'll see you again very soon.